Hello developers, welcome back to all of you once again. I'm your friend Nikhil and today we are going to explore the way to access table based SOAP web services and to create scripted SOAP web services. So let's go ahead without wasting our precious time. So friend, first and foremost, I'm going to download the tool to test our SOAP web APIs. So in the Google, if you search for soapui.org or simply if you search for soap UI tool, you can see this soap UI site. If you click on that, will open this page, and from here you can download your soap UI tool. I have already downloaded. If you want to download, you can download from this site. Friend, we have successfully downloaded the SOAP UI tool. Now we will learn how to establish a communications between a SOAP UI tool and this Servicenow platform to perform CRUD operation for a specific table. It means we have to generate a WSDL for the table in Servicenow first, and that WSDL link we will use in our SOAP UI tool. Let's do that. Let's suppose I want to generate for incident table. So here from the application navigator I will type incident dot and in capital do. It will open to create a new record in the new tab, but in the URL you can see incident.do and the sysid equal to -1. It is indicating the new record, but I am going to replace this sysid equal to -1 by WSDL, and when I hit enter it will give me this WSDL XML. So let me copy this and let me open the SOAP UI tool. So as I'm opening this UI tool for the first time like you, so I have to create a new project from here. So if you click on this file you can see new SOAP project, or I can see this also, this icon to create a new SOAP project. If you click that, here I will say incident project name. You can give any name, incident ws, and I am going to give an instance name so that I can identify easily that okay, I am testing from this instance. So initial WSDL, let me copy this URL and paste here. And don't play with this checkbox, just click on OK. Okay, it's asking for username and password. So as of now we can provide the admin username and password. Let me type the password here. You could see over the screen that WSDL has provided us an information about all the operations that we can do with that incident table. So I am going to fetch the incident record, and for that you can see this get method, a function we can say. If you click on this request one, you have to double click. It's not opening. Okay, so you have to click on this show request editor. So you can see the request, this is the method name, and to get the information about a specific record you have to pass the sysid. What I am going to do, I'll go back to my instance and open the incident record list. And I'll copy the sysid of any of the record from here. Copy the sysid and this is optional, so I'm not going to provide this. And friend, here one thing, so before going to make a request, you have to pass username and password from your admin. And okay, so let me click on this icon that basically says that, let me hover over, submit request to specified endpoint URL. So you can see the response here. Some of the fields are showing emptier, maybe values in those fields are not available, but we can see the value in this approval, activity due, caller ID, and open by, open at, number, sub description, subcategory, class name. So this is the way you can access table based SOAP web services from the SOAP UI tool. Let's see the way to create a scripted SOAP web service. So my use case is from the computer CI table records. Will find a specific record by asset tag and serial number. Means as an inputs will pass asset tag and serial number, and our scripted SOAP web service will give us information that contains name, manufacturer, company, model ID, RAM and CPU speed, and we can add operating system as well. So for this use case I have already created scripted source web service. I will show you. So from the application navigator, if you type scripted I'm sorry SOAP web service, so okay, scripted SOAP services, if you click on this, it will open the list of already created scripted SOAP services, and I'm looking for the one which I have created. Let me sort by, okay, computer CI information. Let me open this. So when you go for the creation, you have to provide the name of your web service, and based on that it will generate a WSDL URL when you save. And this is the function name. You can rename it if you want. Let's keep it as it is, execute. And WSDL compliance, what does it means, we'll explain. So as we discussed that, to get the information about the CI we have to pass asset tag and serial number. On the wake of that I have created two input parameters, asset tag and serial number. Let me open this. So you can see the asset tag, the order of this input parameter is 100, and the another one serial number is 200. Okay, so as in response we'll get this data: name, company, model ID, manufacturer, RAM, CPU speed, output message. Okay, let me open this output parameter, the name. Okay, so the order is 100. Accordingly, a company, a model ID, manufacturer, RAM, CPU speed and output message, and each of the parameter has a different order. So if I go back here to explain this WSDL compliance, this checkbox, if you check that, what will happen? No matter in which order you are initializing the value in this output parameter, if you check that WSDL compliance checkbox, then in same order you will get the response. Okay, that is the use of this checkbox here. And let me click on this toggle full screen to see the script which I have written. See, so we have this table. From there we have to fetch the informations about this specific CI. So I am passing the asset tag and serial number to get the CI. And in this, if I am not able to find the CI, then in this output parameter I am initializing this message wherein it is saying that we are not able to find computer CI using asset tag and serial number, whatever will provide. If we are able to find, then the message will be different. Here you can see, and in each parameter, output parameter, we have to initialize the correct value. Okay, now I want to use this scripted web service in our SOAP UI tool. What I will do, I will copy this WSDL URL or link, and I will create a new project. Okay, I'll provide the URL, and let me change the project name by saying computer CI information from this instance. Let me copy the instance name. It's not mandatory to provide the instance name, it's up to you. And let me click on OK. Okay, it's throwing error. Let me close this, and let me close this also. What I will do here, again I will try to add WSDL. Okay, location. This WSDL location is nothing but the URL. Let me copy this again. Okay, now it is asking for username and password. So admin and whatever the password you have. You click on OK. Nice. So you can see we are able to successfully connect with the Servicenow platform, and we have this function execute. And if you click on this plus icon, you can see maybe this is the XML file by which we can make a request. So let me right click on this and click on show request editor. Okay, it is asking for asset tag and serial number. Not only that, as you remember, we have to pass the username and password here. So admin six asset tag, let me copy from here, and the serial number. Okay, and let me click on this. You can see on the right, we got the response successfully. But what if we provide a wrong asset tag or a wrong serial number? Let me change this serial number to something else. Let me make a request again. See, we are not able to find computer CI using asset tag, this and serial number, whatever we have passed.